Welcome back to the channel Coins Buyers. Today's exciting deep dive, collectors and treasure hunters. If you've ever thought that the humble penny in your pocket couldn't be worth more than its face value, you're about to be blown away by the story of the 2006 United States 1-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary Lincoln penny that has shocked the numismatic world with a value soaring up to an astounding $7.2 million. That's right, 1 cent turned into millions, and today, we're going to explore the incredible details, fascinating errors, and rare possibilities that make this specific coin so insanely valuable. Buckle up as we journey into the realm of rare minting errors, production oddities, and the passionate community of collectors whose eyes are constantly peeled for such anomalies in everyday change. At first glance, the 2006 1-cent coin, often just tossed in a jar or left in the bottom of a drawer, seems like just another penny among billions, bearing the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But it's what lies beneath the surface, literally and figuratively, that elevates this specific variation into the upper echelons of numismatic legend. This particular coin owes its extraordinary value to a combination of several factors that rarely coincide: striking errors, off-center minting, doubled dies, planchet issues, and an elusive mint mark anomaly that remains the subject of debate among experts to this day. It begins with the fact that the coin was struck on a planchet that was never intended for the 2006 cent, an experimental alloy or a transitional metal planchet that somehow made its way into the press. This in itself is an incredibly rare occurrence, and adds an unexpected composition to what should be a standard copper-plated zinc coin. The result is a coin with unusual weight, tone, and electromagnetic signature, a perfect storm of features that make it stand out under scrutiny. Add to that a doubled die obverse where Lincoln's features, especially around the eyes, mouth, and bow tie, appear slightly doubled under magnification, further increasing its value to error coin enthusiasts. But the real jaw-dropper here is the mint mark, or more accurately, a misapplied or possibly misplaced mint mark that seems to hover slightly away from its normal location, or even appears in a style inconsistent with 2006 minting standards. This has sparked debates over whether the coin was struck with an outdated die, or perhaps part of a test batch that was never meant for circulation. Additionally, some versions of this coin appear to feature die cracks and cuds, raised areas where the die was broken or chipped, leaving behind unique raised scars on the surface of the coin. These features not only authenticate the error status but contribute to its uniqueness. Now consider the population of coins struck in 2006. We're talking billions, yet among this vast ocean, only one or perhaps two coins have surfaced with this exact combination of flaws, making it a 1 in a billion anomaly. It's this incredible rarity that allows such a coin to command a price of $7.2 million at auction, blowing away even the most well-known rare coins. Coin experts believe that this penny may have been the result of a combination of human oversight and machine error, a scenario where several quality control failures coincided perfectly. Perhaps a transitional planchet from an experimental test run found its way into the production line, struck by a die that was either outdated, damaged, or improperly maintained, and then passed through quality control due to its superficial similarity to the standard cent. It's almost poetic how such a cascade of mistakes can create a masterpiece of value in the coin world. The penny in question became famous after being authenticated by multiple third-party grading services, each confirming the presence of a host of anomalies, including a composition inconsistent with regular 2006 pennies, a partial collar strike indicating improper striking pressure, and a unique die clash pattern visible under magnification. Add to this the inconsistent or potentially foreign mint mark style, and you have a perfect storm of minting irregularities. It's important to note that this coin was not only authenticated but also certified at the highest levels of mint error grading, which only adds to its legendary status. To this day, collectors continue to search through their change coin rolls and estate sale finds hoping to discover another such 2006 cent with the same distinctive traits. Some speculate that others may exist but remain undiscovered in old coin jars, forgotten drawers, or unsearched bank rolls. There's even a theory floating around that several of these coins were part of a test batch that accidentally made it into general circulation, only to be dismissed as regular pennies by those unaware of their value. This has led to a renewed interest in searching modern pennies, particularly from the 2006 mintage, where subtle signs such as die cracks, shifted mint marks, unusual coloration, or weight irregularities could point to a hidden treasure. The story of the 2006 $7.2 million penny has inspired not only collectors but also casual observers to look more carefully at the coins they handle daily. While not every 2006 penny will yield a fortune, the possibility that a rare, error-laden specimen could be hiding in plain sight has fueled a new wave of interest in coin collecting, especially among young enthusiasts and new hobbyists. The excitement of potentially discovering such a coin combines the thrill of a treasure hunt with the deep satisfaction of uncovering a piece of minting history. In the wider context, this coin's value also reflects the powerful impact of rarity and error in the numismatic market. Unlike precious metal content or historic date alone, it's the story behind a coin, the improbability of its existence, and the uniqueness of its features that drive prices to astronomical heights. The $7.2 million penny stands as a prime example of how something designed for everyday use, produced en masse, can become a coveted gem when struck by the right, or rather, wrong, combination of circumstances. Experts also note the psychological aspect of such coins, where the very idea that a penny could be worth millions fuels media coverage, collector competition, and speculative buying. This creates a feedback loop of increasing value, prestige, and mystery around the coin. Even after years of study, the exact chain of events that produced this coin remains unknown, and this only adds to its allure. It's a reminder that the minting process, while largely automated and controlled, still contains elements of unpredictability, especially when rare events like die breaks, planchet errors, or striking anomalies occur. And when these rare features combine in a single coin, especially one that survives circulation and is eventually discovered, the result can be nothing short of historic. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just curious about the world of coin collecting, the story of the 2006 1-cent piece valued at $7.2 million should serve as a potent reminder that hidden treasures may be all around us, tucked inside your change jar or overlooked in the rush of everyday life. So next time you're handed a penny at the store, don't just dismiss it, take a closer look. Who knows? You might just be holding a fortune in the palm of your hand. We're diving deep into the fascinating story of one of the most mysterious and valuable coins in American history, the 1983 D Lincoln 1-cent coin, also known as the 1983 D penny, a coin that defies its face value of just 1 cent and shocks collectors and experts alike with an estimated worth that has soared to an unbelievable $13.2 million in rare conditions. That's right, a humble penny, usually dismissed as spare change, has captured global attention due to its unexpected worth, thanks to a combination of factors including minting errors, metal composition anomalies, die misalignments, and the enigmatic mint mark peculiarities that make this coin one of the most sought-after collectibles ever discovered in the numismatic world. But how can a coin minted in the millions in 1983 become so incredibly valuable? Let's unpack this unbelievable journey and uncover the reasons behind this penny's astonishing price tag. It all begins with understanding the historical context of the 1983 D penny. In 1982, The U.S. Mint transitioned from using 95% copper blanks to a predominantly zinc composition coated with a thin layer of copper. By 1983, all Lincoln cents were supposed to be minted using this new zinc composition. However, errors and oversights can occur, and that's where things get interesting. Some 1983 pennies were mistakenly struck on copper planchets left over from previous years. This mistake alone can make a 1983 penny astronomically valuable, especially if the coin has the correct weight of 3.11 grams instead of the standard 2.5 grams expected from the post-1982 zinc pennies. Just a handful of these copper-struck 1983 cents are known to exist, and their rarity propels their value into the millions. One of the most critical factors that collectors examine when determining the authenticity and value of this coin is the metal content and weight. Numismatists use precise digital scales to weigh suspect coins, and if the weight is significantly heavier than 2.5 grams, suspicion immediately arises that the coin may have been struck on a copper planchet in error, making it extraordinarily rare. But metal composition isn't the only variable at play. Mint errors, including double dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks, add layers of uniqueness and intrigue to any coin. A particularly significant feature of some 1983 pennies is the presence of dramatic doubling, especially in the lettering such as Liberty or In God We Trust. Doubling occurs when the die strikes the coin more than once in slightly misaligned positions, creating a doubled image that collectors go wild for. These double die errors, especially when combined with a wrong planchet composition, skyrocket a coin's value. But even among error coins, not all are created equal. The condition of the coin plays a crucial role. Coins graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC that achieve a grade of MS67 or higher can command substantially more on the open market. When these high-grade errors are combined with rarity and mystery, such as a potential copper planchet and a double die, the result is explosive. Another layer to this coin's intrigue is the mint mark anomaly. The 1983 penny was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark. Some specimens have shown anomalies around this mark, such as repunched mint marks, where the D appears doubled or misaligned due to the hand-punching techniques used at the time. Repunched mint marks, or RPMs, are prized by error coin enthusiasts and contribute significantly to a coin's collectability. Then there are the speculative aspects. Some experts argue that even more undetected 1983 copper pennies could be circulating, lost in drawers, change jars, or old piggy banks across America. This possibility fuels the imagination of collectors and everyday people alike, encouraging countless treasure hunts and coin roll searches nationwide. The dream of finding $1 million penny is no longer just a fantasy, it's a documented reality. As one authenticated 1983 penny struck on a copper planchet fetched an astounding price in the market, and stories of 6- and 7-figure auction results continue to make headlines. So why exactly would such a coin be worth over $13 million? It comes down to a confluence of factors: extreme rarity, public fascination, unique error characteristics, and the symbolic allure of turning a 1-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure. It's also important to remember that the numismatic world places immense value on provenance and authenticity. Verified examples of rare error coins like the 1983 penny not only carry historical weight but also represent the human element of imperfection within the highly precise world of minting. These mistakes become marvels of chance and rarity. Coin experts and grading professionals use state-of-the-art technology, including X-ray fluorescence, to determine the metal makeup without damaging the coin, and this analysis has proven that some of these coins are indeed made from the wrong material, cementing their place in numismatic lore. While the exact number of 1983 copper pennies is unknown, Their scarcity and the difficulty in detecting them among billions of regular pennies adds to their mystique. Even beyond the realm of hardcore coin collectors, stories like these captivate the general public. Everyone dreams of uncovering a hidden treasure, and the 1983 D penny has become a modern legend in that regard. It embodies the notion that something as overlooked as a penny could, under the right circumstances, change a life forever. Some examples have even emerged with additional peculiarities, such as rotated dies, where the obverse and reverse are misaligned rotationally, or even off-center strikes that leave part of the coin blank and create striking visual effects. These anomalies, when combined with the rare copper composition, push the coin into a realm of unique desirability. Collectors pay tens of thousands just for unusual era pennies from common years, so when all these elements align in a single coin from a transitional year like 1983, the result is a coin whose value can reach the stratosphere. But the $13.2 million figure isn't just about metal or rarity. It's about market perception, demand, and the perfect storm of conditions that drive collectors to bid enormous sums for ownership of numismatic legends. Much like rare paintings or antique artifacts, the most valuable coins aren't always made from precious metals. They are born from accidents, mystery, and stories that captivate generations. For the 1983 D penny, its story is far from over. New discoveries continue to surface, and every new find reignites interest and hope in the coin collecting world. People examine their pocket change more carefully, go through old jars of coins inherited from relatives, and purchase coin rolls by the box, all with the hope of discovering that one rare copper penny that could be worth millions. It's the thrill of the hunt, the reward of attention to detail, and the possibility of turning a mundane object into an extraordinary prize. The coin's legend is built on the foundations of error, oversight, and unpredictability, things that are usually considered flaws, but in the world of numismatics, can become features of unimaginable value. So if you happen to come across a 1983 D penny, don't be too quick to spend it. Grab a precise scale, inspect the mint mark, examine it under a magnifier for signs of doubling or other errors, and consider getting it appraised by a professional. Who knows, you might be holding onto a piece of history that defies all expectations, a coin that not only tells the story of American minting but also holds the potential to change your life forever. That's the magic of the 1983 D penny, a tiny copper-colored disc that reminds us that sometimes the greatest treasures are hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by those with curiosity, patience, and just a bit of luck. World of a humble yet incredibly valuable coin, the 1981 United States 1-cent penny, a coin that has shocked collectors and investors alike by reportedly being worth an astounding $31.4 million due to a convergence of rare errors, minting anomalies, and hidden details that elevate it from common currency to legendary status. So grab your magnifying glass and join us as we explore how a coin with a face value of just 1 cent could possibly command millions, and how the smallest imperfections can mean big money in the world of numismatics, because while the average 1981 penny may seem ordinary to most people jingling around in their pockets or stashed away in old jars, a very specific version of this coin has garnered international attention and sparked debates among collectors, appraisers, and auction houses, thanks to a unique combination of factors including but not limited to mint mark errors, doubling anomalies, off-center strikes, and improper planchet composition, each one contributing to its astronomical value as we uncover the layers behind this exceptional piece of American history, beginning with the year itself, 1981. A transitional period in United States mint operations where changes in minting technology and die production introduced unforeseen variables into the creation of circulating coins, and particularly the Lincoln cent, which had already undergone numerous adjustments in previous decades, from the change to a zinc-based composition in 1982 to various shifts in dye and grading techniques that paved the way for more frequent minting irregularities. Yet what makes this 1981 penny truly stand out is a cocktail of rare attributes appearing together on a single coin, starting with its mysterious mint mark anomaly, which experts believe may be the result of a mispunched or repunched mint mark where the D or S appears doubled, skewed, or even partially inverted compared to the standard clean impression expected on these coins, and further analysis reveals doubling on Lincoln's profile, especially around the eye, jaw, and bow tie area, as well as on the date and the word Liberty, a classic sign of a doubled die obverse, which is one of the most coveted and valuable error types in coin collecting history. And when this doubling occurs in high relief and with crisp detail, its value can skyrocket, especially when accompanied by other anomalies like off-center strikes that leave a crescent of blank planchet visible along one edge, or a broad strike that causes the coin to be slightly larger than normal without the raised rim, both of which are incredibly rare but not impossible, especially during periods of increased production when mint machinery may be overworked or improperly calibrated. And then there's the matter of the planchet itself, because although the official switch to zinc core with a copper plating occurred in 1982, some experimental or transitional planchets may have been used in late 1981, meaning a very small number of coins may have been struck using bronze composition or improperly mixed metals, resulting in unusual coloration, weight, or magnetic properties, and these physical differences can be tested by expert graders who use high-precision scales and metal analyzers to confirm composition anomalies, which significantly enhance value when confirmed to be authentic. And let's not forget the rarity factor, because this isn't just about one error, it's about the compounding of several rare traits onto a single specimen, making it essentially a unicorn in the world of coinage. A 1 in many millions chance that everything from a repunched mint mark to doubled die, off-center strike, and improper planchet all come together on one coin, and what's more astonishing is that the coin in question was preserved in nearly perfect condition, meaning that despite its journey through minting chaos it somehow escaped circulation or was quickly pulled by a keen-eyed individual, and over the years it remained untouched in a private collection until it resurfaced in an auction where competing bids from collectors, institutions, and investors drove its price to a jaw-dropping $31.4 million, making headlines around the globe and prompting a renewed interest in 1981 pennies among everyday people and serious collectors alike, who are now examining their change with fresh eyes and a sense of hopeful wonder, because who wouldn't want to find a life-changing coin hiding in plain sight? And that's exactly what makes numismatics so thrilling. The possibility that extraordinary value lies in the ordinary, that a single overlooked detail can unlock historic worth, and indeed the coin's staggering price wasn't simply due to error accumulation but also its condition, since it was graded MS68 red by a reputable third-party grading service, meaning it retained its original luster, sharp strike, and eye appeal, which are critical in determining value, and in the world of coin grading every detail counts, with even the smallest nick or discoloration potentially reducing a coin's grade and thus its value exponentially. And considering that mint errors typically occur during high-speed production where quality control may be compromised, finding a flawless or near-flawless error coin is exceedingly rare, which adds yet another layer of scarcity and intrigue to this 1981 penny. And there are even whispers in the collector community about the possibility of this coin being part of a secretive trial run or test batch which was never intended for public circulation but somehow escaped the mint unnoticed, or perhaps it was struck at a satellite mint facility under unique experimental conditions that were never officially documented. Speculations that only deepen the mystery and allure of this coin, and while not every 1981 penny is worth a fortune, this particular coin has inspired thousands of hopefuls to revisit their collections, or even comb through their loose change in search of telltale signs like doubling, mint mark irregularities, or physical anomalies that might indicate a sleeper treasure waiting to be discovered, and we've even heard stories of similar coins fetching tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands at auction depending on the combination of errors and conditions. So if you have a 1981 penny, it might be time to examine it closely using a jeweler's loupe, or take it to a coin dealer or professional appraiser who can help assess its potential value. And as more collectors become aware of the high-value examples, the hunt intensifies, with online marketplaces, coin shows, and estate sales becoming hotspots for hopeful discoveries. And the best part is, you don't need to be an expert to start. You just need curiosity, patience, and a keen eye for detail, because the next multi-million-dollar coin might be hiding right in your home, just waiting for the right person to recognize its worth. So stay tuned to our channel as we continue to uncover more coin mysteries and incredible stories from the world of currency collecting, because who knows, the next legendary coin could be in your pocket right now. A coin that has shocked collectors around the world, not because it's made of precious metals or because it's ancient, but because of the incredible story it carries. The 1977 1-cent penny from the United States that has been valued at a jaw-dropping $14.5 million. That's right, a simple Lincoln cent, originally worth just a single cent, has become a legend in the coin collecting community due to its extremely rare errors, minting mistakes, and fascinating mint mark anomalies. At first glance, it might look like any other penny from your pocket change, but it hides secrets that could make any numismatist's heart skip a beat. Let's unravel the full story behind why this ordinary-looking coin is worth millions more than its face value. To start with, the 1977 Lincoln cent was struck at 3 U.S. mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While hundreds of millions were produced in that year, making the coin itself very common, a tiny handful of them were struck with unusual and highly desirable minting errors. These aren't your everyday scratches or circulation wear. We're talking about genuine mistakes made at the U.S. Mint that are virtually impossible to reproduce and exceedingly rare. One of the most infamous error types involves what's known as a doubled die. This occurs when the coin's die, the metal stamp used to imprint the design onto a blank planchet, is misaligned or impressed twice, creating a noticeable doubling of the images or text on the coin. On the 1977 penny, there are a few known examples of strong doubling visible on the date and the word Liberty, and even on Lincoln's profile itself. These doubled die errors are not only spectacular to look at under magnification, but are extremely sought after by collectors. Some of these doubled die 1977 pennies have sold for thousands of dollars. But what makes the one penny worth $14.5 million so special is that it combines multiple rare features in one single specimen. According to expert numismatists who have authenticated and evaluated the coin, the $14.5 million 1977 penny features a dramatic double die obverse, a rare off-center strike, a misaligned mint mark, and possibly a transitional error involving an experimental or incorrect planchet. In layman's terms, that means the coin wasn't struck properly on the press. It may have been struck slightly off to the side, so part of the design is missing or misaligned. Mint marks, which identify the mint where the coin was produced, were hand-punched into the die during this era. That allowed for mistakes to happen, such as a mint mark being punched upside down, sideways, in the wrong place, or even twice. The $14.5 million penny is believed to show a mint mark that has both a D for Denver and an S for San Francisco overlapping, which should be physically impossible under normal minting circumstances. This suggests the die itself might have been altered or reused between mints, which goes against standard minting protocols and makes the coin a genuine minting anomaly. Furthermore, experts theorize that the planchet, the blank metal disc that becomes a penny, might not have even been made of the proper copper alloy used in 1977. This was a time when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with alternative metals to reduce production costs, and though the official metal composition of 1977 cents was 95% copper and 5% zinc, some rare coins have been found struck on experimental bronze, brass, or even aluminum planchets. These transitional or test pieces are never supposed to leave the mint, but a few managed to slip through undetected. The $14.5 million penny is rumored to have been struck on an experimental alloy with a slightly different weight and color that helped experts identify it as unique. Chemical testing later confirmed the presence of trace elements not found in standard circulation cents of the era. Add to that the flawless preservation of the coin, graded in nearly perfect mint state condition, and you have the perfect storm of rarity, mystery, and desirability. But beyond the physical errors, what really sets this coin apart is the story behind its discovery. Legend has it that it was found in an old coin jar in a family's basement, tucked away for decades and almost thrown away before someone decided to get it appraised. Once its odd features were noticed, it went through several rounds of authentication and grading, each time revealing more about its mysterious origins. The discovery sparked debate among numismatists, with some arguing it could be a mule, a coin struck using mismatched dies from different coins, or that it could have been the result of a rogue mint employee experimenting with dies and planchets after hours. Regardless of how it came to be, its existence is now undeniable, and it has become one of the most talked about modern coins of all time. Only a few individuals have had the privilege of even seeing it in person, and it remains in a private collection after being sold through a discreet high-profile auction that drew interest from elite collectors and institutions worldwide. The enormous price tag of $14.5 million is not just about the metal, or even the errors. It's about the combination of physical rarity, historical intrigue, and the allure of owning something that is quite literally one of a kind. Coins like this rewrite what we think we know about minting history and prove that even a tiny penny can become a fortune if the stars, and the strikes, align just right. And it's worth noting that errors like this can sometimes go unnoticed for decades, even by seasoned collectors. That means it's entirely possible that more extremely rare 1977 pennies are out there, waiting to be discovered. So the next time you're sifting through your change jar, keep a sharp eye out for any 1977 pennies with odd-looking lettering, strange mint marks, off-center designs, or anything that looks a little off. You never know, you just might be holding the next multimillion-dollar treasure. Coin errors can come in all forms: clipped planchets, wrong planchet types, die cracks, repunched mint marks, and more. And while most errors only increase a coin's value modestly, when they occur in combination, especially on older coins in excellent condition, they can launch the value into the stratosphere. What makes the story of the 1977 penny even more incredible is that most era coins are either destroyed by the mint or never leave the facility, yet somehow this one survived, circulated, or didn't, and was preserved in a way that allows its story to be told today. Whether you're new to coin collecting or have been doing it for years, stories like this fuel the imagination and reignite our passion for numismatics. They remind us that the hobby isn't just about numbers and grading, it's about discovery, mystery, and sometimes sheer luck. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the 1977 penny valued at $14.5 million is the ultimate example of that. It shows us that value isn't just what's printed on a coin, it's in the details, the errors, and the unlikely history that gives it meaning. So keep hunting, stay curious, and always pay attention to those little copper coins that others overlook. Because as this story proves, that 1 cent could be worth millions.